Good evening, good evening. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Heather Thomas. I am the Songbird Stamper and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Fareham in the United Kingdom. And it's turned back into summer today and this past few days. I genuinely don't know where I'm at. One minute I'm like full on in Christmas mode because the weather's turned and autumnal and I'm thinking, yeah, get the hot chocolate out and make the Christmas cards. And then today I could have put my shorts on. Hey Shaz, nice to see you. Good evening to you. Hello Louisa, lovely to see you again. So I've had class today at one of my classes. Lovely day, thoroughly enjoyable. And we had a play with the Yuletide Village. I came home, cooked. We are in the middle of decorating the house. Honestly, it's like chaos. Ross is doing a sterling job downstairs. Hello Claire, lovely to see you online. Good evening Hazel, how are you doing? Yeah, Russ is doing a sterling job and I keep asking if he wants my help, fully expecting him to say no, and he does. He likes to work alone, but he's doing great down there, doing all the painting. I've just had to do a bit of clearing up, a bit of tidying, and I'm here with you. Anyway, popping on while you're at work. Oh, bless you. Yes, I've had a full-on week. It's been crazy this week. Someone said, oh, it must be a full moon, and it genuinely has been. Beautiful moon if you haven't seen it. Hello, Sue. Yeah, shorts at Christmas, Katie. We are mixing it up. Nice to see you. Hello, everybody. So yes, I thought I would just keep playing with the same set we were playing with today. I won't show you the cards. Obviously, the guys have paid for a class, and I have got one more class upcoming. But I'm going to do something similar, not the same. It was actually Louisa. You brought up how to make a book fold. So I'll ask you if you kind of guys know what a book fold versus a tent fold is. Honestly, oh, Mandy, you got COVID. That's rubbish. I've been put on the short tail to go into work this weekend because we may have somebody go down with COVID. I really hope he doesn't because I really don't want to go back into work. I've already been in 36 hours this week and I'm done. And if I have to go back in and do another 48, I think it might finish me off. But there we go. That's my story. Yeah, it is pants. So we're going to have some fun with this one. Book fold versus tent fold. There's my hands. Look, I've even done my plastic nails. I don't do my nails very often at all. They're just stickers that you stick on. I thought I could do that. Okay, this one's on my blog. This is a book fold. So it opens like a book. A tent fold card would be one that opens. Here's Mandy's Christmas card again. It's still on my desk. Here is one that you open like a tent. Stands up like a tent. It's not this. This is actually a book fold. Before you all kind of say, "What's she on about?" But if it was this way up, it would be a tent fold. Make sense? So when you're making it's called a DL card, which is a long, thin card. It's like a slimline card. You quite often make them tent fold, but I'm going to show you how to make a book fold. You just need 2 pieces of cardstock. So we will grab some thick white cardstock. Thick white. Your card. Oh, bless you. It's definitely. I'm just going to keep saying it so I don't forget. But you might end up with it in October, Mandy. So I definitely don't forget. So this is thick white card, and if you were making a normal tent fold DL card, you would cut it 21 by 21, score in half, make a tent. But we're not going to do that. We're going to cut it in half. You could do 10.5. That is actually half. Hello, Carol. Lovely to see you this evening. Nice for you to pop on. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. So we're going to cut it at 10 instead, just because I didn't want it quite so bulky. So 10 and 10. So you've got 2 pieces, 2 long strips, 10 and 10. And then you're going to cut one of them. I don't know what that's just fallen down behind my desk. My craft room looks like a bomb's hit it. 21 centimetres. And you're going to cut the other one at 21 as well. I'm going to try and not get blue inky fingers all over this card like I have done with my sample. So there's your 2 bits card. These are scrap. We talked today about stamping and cutting because you have to fussy cut the Yuletide Village. Quite so foldy. Oh, Louisa, 6:30. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I got home at just gone 5. I think I went straight out to an appointment, just home straight after 5. So not as late as you. But yeah, if you stamp this, you have to fussy cut it. But if you fussy cut it if you stamp it onto thick and fussy cut, it's harder work. So thicker cardstock is harder work to fussy cut. DSP is the easiest, and the thin cardstock is next. So this one of your pieces, you're going to want to score at 3 centimeters. Or is it 3.5? No, let's go 3. I'll figure the maths out. So you're going to score one of them at 3 centimeters, and that's it. Your 2 pieces. Okay, and then what you're going to want to do is cut a piece of thin white cardstock, normal thin, basic white. I've literally, honestly, I've got scraps of card coming out of my ears in this room. And you're going to cut that to 9.5 by, I want to say 17, but I'm going to measure it just to be on the safe side. Here's my ruler, my trusty ruler. 17.5. So 9.5 by 17.5. Oh, you've got to do some more work to see what's wrong with you. Getting old is probably what's wrong. Honestly, I think the body starts to fall apart. I always used to be like, I say, I'm really quite young. I know that. I am quite young. I'm only 40. 17.5 is what I said, wasn't it? But when I was in my 30s, I was like, oh, I don't know what people talk about. I can get up off the floor really easily. I don't think I'll ever have a problem. And then slowly but surely, it feels like year on year, something else starts to just slowly break. So, yeah. Those of you in your 70s and 80s, I commend you. I take my hat off to you. You're not old. Parents' information afternoon at school. Oh, well, hopefully it went okay. Hopefully Harry's behaving himself at school. So there's your card base. I'm actually just going to stick it, I think, because if I don't, I'm going to get really inky fingers. So we're going to score. We've already scored. We're going to fold that one back on itself. Okay. And then what we're going to do is put glue down that strip there. So, yes, I am still using old contraband fast fuse. Anybody knows where to get me a secret stash of this? Shout. Love it. I'm slowly but surely running out. There we go. So we're just going to line that one up directly over the top of it. Okay. And that is going to be our... So we've got a book fold. It just needs a bit of a hinge. Okay. So we're going to decorate that one. This is our bit of basic white cardstock. That's going to go on here. I'm going to do all my stamping first. Am I or am I not? I've got a wet wipe handy to do my fingers just in case. So I might just do the blending now. And also we need to put some ribbon. This is retired. Your wheels fell off years ago at 57. Oh, genuinely, Hazel, 77-year-old still working is absolutely bananas. You are I don't know, a magician. You're incredible, Hazel. I said text Russ at work the other day. I told my class ladies today. I text Russ from work the other day and said, I think I've decided I don't want to go to work anymore. I think I want to stay at home, cook us nice meals and clean the house. And he was like, well, that sounds fair. Who's going to pay the mortgage? So I said, well, if you paid me to clean the house and cook the dinner, then I could use that money to pay my half the mortgage. He didn't go for it. I'm really surprised. Hello, Jill. Lovely to see you this evening. So I'm just going to cut a piece of ribbon. I'm going to want to tie a bow with a bit over. So I try and use this ribbon quite sparingly because it is retired, but it's brilliant. It was the silver-edged white, which I think we should have as a staple, if I'm completely honest. And what I'm going to do, this changes the texture of the ribbon. I'm going to make it blue. And look how beautifully that comes up. And it's just by using the Stampin Blends. I tried to do one of our other ribbons blended with a blending brush and ended up with ink absolutely everywhere. So I'm just going to colour this in with my Stampin Blends. And I'm just holding that tip flat, kind of as flat as I can get it. And we're just going to run that over. This is the light blueberry bushel. For anyone wanting to know, I should tell you that really. You can do this with lots of our ribbons. Some of the ribbons absorb the ink better. Some of them, the more plasticky ones, it kind of tends to sit on top. So just do a little test patch. But I love how you've now got a gorgeous blueberry bushel ribbon. So it changes the texture of it slightly. It'll make it a bit more crispy, if the ribbon, like rather than wave, like soft. But it's just absolutely to die for, that one. So that's going to go on the side. I know I should probably use current products, but hey, we're just having some fun on a Thursday evening, right? So we're now going to grab the blueberry bushel ink. I might end up doing a here's one I did earlier. Here's one I did later. I think I'm losing my mind. Here's one I did earlier. However, I'm going to show you how to do some ink blending because people rush this. So we've got, I don't know if I said hello, Becky, but hello, lovely to see you. Thanks for popping on. We've got a blending brush and we've got our blueberry bushel and we've got our piece of ink, a piece of cardstock. And what we're going to do is just lightly, I always take the worst off here. We're going to start really, really lightly. Now, this is a new blending brush. I have treated myself. The old one, and I will show you, it is a bit more scratchy. Can you see that went on really smoothly? This goes on a little bit more scratchy. So you have to be quite careful just to take your time and just go slowly. The biggest problem I see with people blending is they want to do it quickly. But you can't. You have to do this. You have to take your time. The girls did some amazing backgrounds today in class. They came out so beautifully. I was really, really impressed. And I'm going to try and replicate that here. Like I said, I have got one that I've done earlier. But can you see how we're just gradually going to build up this colour? I'm going to keep this light down here and dark on the top here. And we are going to just keep going round and round in these teeny little circles. Light pressure. I'm not pushing. I'm just resting my hand on. And we're going to get darker up here. So if you want to go darker, you just put more layers over. Just go back over the top of it. Like I say, I will bring out the other one because this would take probably about 15 minutes for me to do this nicely. So if you just kept building that up and building that up, you'd eventually end up with something like this. So lighter down the bottom and graduate as you go up. It's not perfect. It's never really going to be perfect, okay? But you just want it as smooth as you can get it. And time is the biggest one. Oh, so glad you enjoyed it, Louisa. It was a lovely class. Yeah, very chilled out, wasn't it? So there's one I did earlier, which means I hopefully won't get really blue fingers either. And what we're going to do is bring in some Wink of Stella. I've got a couple of tips with the Wink of Stella. If I can find it, where I put it here. So this is a new one, so I know this is quite full. And what you want to do, when you want to make sure this barrel has got lots of kind of juicy, glittery stuff in it. Can you see that? If it hasn't, if it's dry, don't tip it up like this, which is the temptation, and squeeze, because all that will happen is it will squeeze out downwards. So hold it horizontally and squeeze. It's just got the little push. Can you see? I don't know if you can see that there. Push. Okay, so you're just going to push there. Squeeze it between two hands. This one doesn't need doing. It is full of ink. But if I grab one, now I'm going to grab a run out one. Oh, unless did I throw it away? Would really surprise me if I did throw it away, but I can't find it. Anyway, if you see that this barrel hasn't got that glittery stuff in, then you need to kind of give it a bit of a squeeze. And then what you're going to do, move everything around you out of the way unless you want it splattered. And then you're going to use your lid or a ruler or a bone folder, and you are going to hit down. And it takes a little bit to get going. Can you see? Yes, you can. Those stars starting to form. And you want some bigger ones, some smaller ones, as much or as little as you want. And you're just going to create a really starry background. Flick it. Give it a good old... If you want some bigger than others, you can just go in with you can paint it on if you like. But I would say, and can you see here, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit more out just between my fingers. Yeah, as much or as little as you want. I got some on one of my cards. I got it's a fly. I got a kind of really big bit here, blob here, and at first I was like, oh man, and then I was like, actually, it looks like a moon. So I was quite happy with it. But yeah, as you hold that up to the light, look, you've got that gorgeous, gorgeous starry sky, and you can do as much or as little as you want on that. If it were me, I just can't stop. I'm terrible at flicking. I want all the ink. Now what you're going to do is just wait for that to dry, and then that is going to go onto our card front like that. Okay. Just waiting for this ribbon to dry as well. That it's actually dry. It's really crinkly now. You can try and smooth it a little bit between your hands, but it's lost all of its softness. So I'm hoping that's still going to tie a bow. You just want to make sure it doesn't come off on anything. The blends are permanent, so it shouldn't do, unlike the blended ink. What we're going to do is just wrap this round. Probably going to end up with a little bit left over off this as well. And we're going to tie a bow. Anyway, I'm going to try and tie a bow. Sometimes I find it easier to put a glue dot underneath. That helps that first bit stay in place. So we'll see how I get on with this. You need a third hand, don't you? When you have to tie ribbon. There we go. Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. So then I'm just going to move it around ever so slightly. Like that. And then I'm just going to trim off these ends. Pretty. Ah, hey, Joanna. Nice to see you. I know, Louisa, I'm a sucker for a bit of glitter. So there's our book fold card. Now we just need to decorate. So here's our background. We're waiting for that to dry. It's going to look gorgeous. Okay, we're going to grab some cardstock and we're going to stamp some of this Yuletide Village. I'm going to show you how I colour the Yuletide Village in. We've got this gorgeous church, tree, the houses. Absolutely brilliant set, this one. It doesn't come with dies, so you are going to have to navigate fussy cutting. Genuinely, it's not too bad. I really honestly say that. I don't think this one is too bad to fussy cut. The images are fairly straightforward. The church is probably the most difficult one. So we're going to stamp one church. Look, this is where I got blue ink over everything earlier. Stamp one church, and we are going to stamp a couple of trees. This is the Memento Black because I'm going to be working with my Stampin Blends. So we're going to do a couple of those trees, and I'm going to do one of these. I love this little townhouse. It's probably, to be honest, I might be. Oh, look, I've just missed off the door there. So let's do another one. There we go. That's better. Just missed the door off there. See, happens to us all. No more colouring and fussy cutting. No, you're done. There was a lot. There were a lot of trees and houses cut today. So I'm going to leave it at that. If we need any more, I will do more later. Colours I'm working with are crumb cake, pecan pie, not pumpkin pie, like Kate brought. That made me laugh a lot. So pecan pie, crumb cake, either grey granite or smoky slate. Poppy Parade light, and look, I'm going to bring in contraband today. Cosmic Shimmer 3D Sparkle Accents. I might use those. I might use Winker Stella, I'm not sure yet. Shaded Spruce. So crumb cake, pecan pie, grey granite, light Poppy Parade, and Shaded Spruce. Can't see the heart is covering one of your words in your comments, Katie. I can't see it. So what I'm going to do is just grab the brown, which is the crumb cake, light crumb cake and dark crumb cake. I'm going to colour this cutie little church in. Yeah, glossy accents. That would look great on these as well. I've gone for that one's got a little bit sparkle in it. It dries all sparkly, which is so pretty. So this is the crumb cake, and I'm not going to move the camera in because we all know what happens when I move the camera in. We end up absolutely crashing YouTube. I'm just going to put a little bit of dark down each of those sides. Chipped in with the cutting. Oh, I did chip in with the cutting today. I did some fussy cutting. I did some colouring as well. There was a lot going on. So I did a little bit of cutting and a little bit of colouring just to help out. Okay, there we go. What that is there, you've just got the dark round this kind of shadowed. I think this front bit would be sticking out from the church. So you've just got a little bit of shading going on down there. It's quite a hard image to kind of get a lot of shading. I'd thought about using this one in the colouring class that I'm going to be doing later in the year, but I'm not convinced it's the best one. We're definitely going to use the festive friends. Just not sure what to do for the second stamp set because it's quite hard to teach blending in such a small area. So more work to be done. Sometimes ideas are great in theory, they don't actually work in practice. There we go. That one coming around the end like that. There we go. You can hang on, Shaz. I need that mind blown emoji. You can zoom in on YouTube. How? How is this possible? And how do I not already know this? I mean, it was years before I realized you could slow YouTube down. I kept having to pause things and rewind, pause, rewind, pause, rewind. And all of a sudden I realized if you go down to the little cog, for anyone else that doesn't know, if you go to the little cog on YouTube, you can slow someone down or speed them up. I have had to speed up a few people in my life as well. I'm like, yeah, love your project, but too slow. You could just speed them up, just turn the volume off because they sound a bit weird. We all craft at different paces. But yeah, when I was learning to tie a bow, I really, really struggled. And it's great to be able to slow YouTube down. You've managed to do it, Hazel. I am proud of you too. That is genius. You've zoomed in 2 fingers and spread, Shaz. Like a magician. That's bonkers. Well done. Thank you, though, because, yeah, now you can all zoom in. I can stay on YouTube and have a nice chat to you all, and we don't have to lose each other. Can you see how just that little bit of shading has made a huge difference? So I put some dark down this back bit as well, and then underneath this section here. I just think it really, really pays to do that. And then I'm going to go for a light pecan pie door. So we're going to get a nice wooden door for our church. I didn't think they would have metal doors. It didn't seem quite right. A nice wooden door, and then we're going to do some lines on the steps, and then colour those steps in completely. Colouring is like blending, and I'm after quite quick results, really. But people are often surprised how long it takes to get a nice effect. And then just on these little window frames there, I'm just going to put a little bit. I'm going to come back to that one. I'm just going to colour in one of these houses brown and one in grey while I've got the crumb cake out. Yeah, great tip. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for that, Shaz. You've just helped countless people in their YouTubing lives, and we probably owe you a little thank you card. There we go. So a little bit of dark just underneath the roof, and then come in with that light just to try and blend that in a little bit. You're not going to get a great effect on this, to be honest. I actually come back in afterwards with this one and added a little bit more dark because it had blended out a little bit too much. And then I've just done dark under here on this one just because that's going to be the snow overhang. And there, look, I'm adding another little bit of dark in just to try and bring that to life a little bit. And then same up here. But it's a tricky one because it's so small. and then underneath the windows. So what's everyone's plans? Weather's going to turn tomorrow, I think. I don't think we're keeping this nice sunny weather. Everyone's plans for the weekend. We will be decorating unless I have to go to work. But yeah, please, everyone, keep your fingers crossed. Basically, the guy at work, he's been celebrating with his family for the past few days, and they've all come down with COVID. He feels fine at the moment, but I'm on the short tail. Should I be required? I am cover, so can't really complain. Although I did quite a lot at the time, I was told. But you know how it is. And then a little bit on the chimney up here as well. Yeah, other than that, it's decorating here. Packing for your holiday, Joanna. Where are you going? Oh, nice. We have got a little bit of a holiday coming up. I won't say when or where because I don't like to. But yeah, someone's going to come and look after our little fluffle for us. And we are going to go away for a break, which is lovely. Where's the cog? Yes, I think it's available when you rewatch it, Sarah. Yeah, you'll get a little cog come up down the bottom right-hand side, I think. And you can speed up or slow down. So that becomes available. So this is the grey granite I've chosen. Yeah, weather's... Oh, man, you got next week off. And the weather's going to turn. Just typical. We've got a teamie away at the moment. And she's picked the best week of the summer, I think, to go away. They're only in this country, which is beautiful. They've got a gorgeous, gorgeous dog. So they stay local-ish. Yeah, really, really good weather for it, which is great. But yeah, next week, pants. Typical. Typical. You was not at that party. I'm always late to any party. You know, I said about I'm doing a paper share at the moment. I was like, we're like 3 weeks into the catalogues. How late to the party am I? I think I need another one of these blends. It's running out. Just feel it start to go, can't you? And I don't think I've got another grey granite, which is a little bit annoying, to be honest, because it's a really nice colour. So grey granite is kind of a browny grey, if anything. It's just different to the smoky slate. And it works really, really nicely with this set here. And I'm going to do a red door on this one. Oh, I should have done that as a brown door, actually, because I could have done the red bow. But never mind, we'll just colour the whole lot in red. And we're going to have a brown door on this one again. It's more of a wooden shape. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of dark grey granite. Can't remember, which is the dark colour? Smoky slate or grey granite? I wonder. Because I'm often surprised by this. So that's... Oh, I've got another. That's a dark one. I end up with more darks than lights. Yeah, so smoky slate is the darker of the two. So if you just wanted to come in with a couple of accents here on the step, you could absolutely bring in some grey granite on that one. Then I've got a light pool party. I like just bringing in a light pool party for the windows. Just brings it to life ever so slightly. Oh, I need to do the window sills on these ones as well. And the chimney on this one. And we'll come down to here. I love colouring, absolutely love colouring in, especially images like this. I just think it's so beautiful. So a little bit of grey granite for our chimney stack. Again, just down one side. I try and like to bring a little bit of shading in, even though they're in tiny little areas. I like to try and bring a little bit of depth into them. And then I think we're on to the trees and the wreath. Oh, and the bow on the wreath. So just a little dot of red to create your little bow. I'll hold that up to the camera, so I know you're zoomed in now, but just a little bit of look. Can you see how just this tiny little bit of shading really brings that image to life? And then we're going to do some shaded spruce for the wreath. And then I'll show you how I do the trees. So trees, we're going to start with the dark shaded spruce. And I'm literally just going to put in some dark. And what I've done is follow the lines. I'll show you that on the bigger one, it'll be easier. And then I'm just going to colour over the whole top of it. Kate did some gorgeous trees today and she put a lot more shading into them, kind of dark down one side. So I might give that a go. They look beautiful. So what I would normally do is just take my pen and I'm just going under some of these lines because that's the ridges in the tree. And I'm just going to go under there and put in some dark pen. See that? So I am going to bring in some dark down one side because I loved how Kate did that today. It's one other thing I love about crafting. You learn off each other. And then with your light, you can just go over that whole thing. And you'll get that kind of ruffled effect of a tree with the lines that we've got and that shading bit from left to right where I've got the darker bit down the left and the lighter bit on the right. You're always missing something to colour. Yeah, I love colouring books and stuff like that. But actually, I like colouring this kind of stuff where you actually get to give it a go. Like you get to use it. It doesn't just sit in a book. And they're smaller bits, like some of the colouring books, so big, the images. I'm like, it just would take days to colour, like if not months. Ah, thank you so much, Janice. That's really kind of. It's not available in Canada until the end of September. Oh, bless you. You're gonna have to wait. I hate waiting for who else hates waiting for craft stuff? Oh, I'm so glad you found it useful. I love to colour. So I do a colouring course. I haven't done one all year, so I'm bringing it back in, but I've got to try and decide on a second set. I'm going to be doing some watercolouring with the Festive Friends, which I can't wait. I've had a go. They look great. Come out brilliantly. So just need a second set to work with. I thought this would be the one, but you can't get enough variety. I can't show you enough tricks and tips. Ah, night night, Hazel. Do you know what I said to Emma the other day? That's what time I'm supposed to be going to bed. When I get up early, I'm supposed to be following Hazel's lead. I go to bed too late. See you soon, my lovely. Take it easy, won't you? And then we'll do one more. But yeah, I'm loving that, how Kate did that earlier. It's come out really, really nicely. So thank you. So just underneath those lines. And then down that left-hand side. I'd love it if there were 2 trees in this set as well, because you could stamp them just quickly. You're off to Cardiff for the escape room on Saturday. Oh, Katie, that's going to be awesome. I want to do another escape room. I must reach out. We weren't very good at the last one we did. We went with friends for my birthday last year. We just ended up having to ask them every like almost every time. I was like, this is silly. We need somebody who's better. None of us were particularly good. And we just ended up having to ask for a lot of help, which kind of spoils the fun of it a little bit. Coloured dark, then light, then dark again. Yes. Yep, dark, then light, and you can go back in the dark. No, exactly, Katie. We weren't with you. That one we did with you and the family was brilliant. We must go again. Okay, so how long have we got? 25 minutes. Okay. I'm going to fussy cut them first, actually, and then I'm going to do what I'm going to do. So when you fussy cut, first of all, I leave this all down here, and I'm just going to cut around the church. And that's because I haven't yet decided whether it's going to go on top of or behind my card. And I'll show you what I mean when we get there. But I would suggest always with this set where you might be doing multi-layer. I've certainly done for the class that I did today and that I've got coming up. I did multi-layer projects. So one of the things we did was like a diorama card with it. And and some of them you're going to want behind and some of them you're going to want a bit in front. And if you cut this off, like it's not too bad with this one, but if you cut this one off right underneath the house, you can't then stick it to anything. You've got nothing to glue it to anything like behind with. You could stick it on in front of something. Am I making any sense? So let's just say this is my bit of card. If I stick it on the top, it's fine. But if I wanted it popping out from underneath and I'd cut it all the way up to here, you can't have that. Does that make sense? The trench and the spaceship. It was the ball haul thing at the end I thought was funny. That was a good one. It's a lovely, lovely set. This one. I think nearly everyone at my class was like, oh man, didn't think I needed this one. Now I do. So this was top on my list. There was a few, but this one was very, very high up. That was the spaceship. Yeah, they were brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. That one's going to go up like that. Like I say, we can decide what we do with it afterwards. Trees, just going to cut them normal. No, I don't, Janice. No, I don't ever cut on the line. So for a couple of reasons, really. I never really kind of gave it much thought until I started doing classes. And then I saw people trying to cut up to the line. And A, I saw how much difficulty they were having. And B, what it looked like afterwards. I don't think it looks as nice if you cut up to the line. If you think about the way a die cuts, it cuts that white border round. So I think we're all used to seeing that. And I think it's pleasing to the eye to have a white border around it. I don't know why that is. Somebody might be able to tell us why. And secondly, it's just so much more challenging. I don't think you get as nice an effect. When you cut up to the line, you have to be perfect. With this kind of fussy cutting, you don't have to be perfect because you're not going up to the line. So your eye can't really tell whether the border is accurate all the way around. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I certainly never, I say never do. The only time I ever cut right up to the line is if I'm masking. So if you've do you know stamping something onto a post-it note or some of the Stampin' Up masking paper, and you'll want to stamp over it to create another image, we could do that on a YouTube Live if anybody doesn't know how to do that. I would love to do masking again, actually. This would be a good set to mask with. Then you want to cut right up to the line. That's the only time you stamp onto masking paper. You're more than welcome, more than welcome. And if anybody's ever got anything that they want me to demo, I am more than happy to. I sometimes struggle with ideas. So Claire, before you shout up, I don't like masculine cards. I get asked for masculine cards all the time and I hate making them. So yeah, my dad and my brother are more than happy with a card that's got flowers on it as well. And Russ only likes anything blue, he's happy with. Blue and nautical. So there's our little bits. Our background should be dry now. Remember, we've splattered that one. We've got our gorgeous ribbon that we've put on. I'm going to put some ink. No, some glue. That's what I'm looking for. Everything is everywhere. I don't know where anything is. I don't know where my glue is. I mean, you'd think I would have enough. This one is running out, but should be good. Okay, there we go. Need to look at your order for signing up next quarter. Yes, is that the October so that you can register, Katie, for on stage? If so, that's really not long away, is it? That's going to be fun. And I'm going to love having you back at Teams. Oh, that's upside down. Hang on. This is why I don't talk and craft. That's upside down. This is the right way up. It'll be amazing having you back at the team stuff. We missed you. So there we go. That's stuck on there. Remember, you're lightest at the bottom, darkest at the top. And the reason for that is when you've got a village or a kind of a town, your town emits light. And so the night sky is always darkest the further away. And then it will be lighter down the bottom because you've got the light and pollution. So I'm going to cut this piece here to about 3.5 centimetres. 3.5, 4 centimetres, something like that. Yeah, I always forget registration, even though on stage isn't in March, registration is soon. So Yeah, she said you were meeting for coffee tomorrow, which will be amazing. And then what we're going to do is cut that down to 17.5. So it's the same width as our blue piece here then. So 17.5. Always just cut it ever so slightly over if you're in any doubt. If you've got white onto a white border and a white piece, but a darker bit in the middle, always cut this bit slightly longer, because if you cut it short, you will really notice it. If you cut it a bit longer, you're not going to notice. Then what you're going to do is grab your snips. I'm going to use my big scissors, and I'm going to cut a hill shape. So I'm going to start off by going up the hill, come round, down the hill. I need to leave enough down that right hand side for a greeting, and then start going back up the hill again. So that's my hill. Look at it. It just looks beautiful against that background. So I'm going to stamp it with the sentiment. Haven't actually decided which sentiment yet. So what have we got? We have got Let Yourself Rest, which I quite like. You guys tell me what you want. Merry Christmas. Needs to be long and thin. Probably not anniversary or congratulations. We've got Winter Greetings. I quite like this one as well. Make the Season Sparkle. If you don't shout up, I might use that one. These ones, but none of them are really long. We've got these ones, but it's fairly straight, I would say. So yeah, unless you kind of shout up in the next second, I'm going for Make the Season Sparkle, because we've got a lot of sparkly on the background. We've got sparkly ribbon here. That seems to be fitting for me. And it's already on a stamp. I'm going to stamp it in black. I had thought about stamping this. Oh, hello, Louisa. You're right down there. I had thought about stamping it in Blueberry Bushel, but I think it stood out a little bit better in black, and because our houses are in black, so I've just about left enough room for that one on the end there. Ideally, I should have stamped it before I cut my bit. Oh, the hello sentiment. Oh, sorry, Louisa. I thought you were just randomly saying hello. I thought, hi, missed you. Right, that one's going to go on to dimensionals. Sorry, it's past bedtime. They've let me out after bedtime and I've gone slightly nuts. Okay, so we're going to put some dimensionals on this, and that's going to prop up on our card front. So I'm going to put a few on there. Yeah, let yourself rest is a beautiful sentiment, actually. I think that would be quite apt for a few people come Christmas time. I'm currently rostered off for Christmas. There's a bit of a debate in our house about what we're doing for Christmas. I really want to stay at home. Either here, I actually really do, because we're doing so much decorating. I actually kind of just want to stay at home for Christmas and not do anything. Russ wants to go away down to his parents because we didn't go last year because I was working. That means every year I'm not working. I go down to his family for Christmas. So now is the choice where you get to put them on the card or behind. Now both of these are going to go on just because that's the way it works. But if you were doing a diorama, then you might want them on the front. You might want them going behind rather. So you'd need something to stick them to. So I am just going to cut these kind of like this, and it doesn't really matter too much, but it's just going to go, ours is going to go on the front. So I'm going to stick a dimensional up the top here, and then a bit of basic glue, just normal wet glue. Oh, yes. Do you know what? Honestly, Shaz, would you come and pick me up? And I only say that because Russ won't drive me. But if someone could come around and pick me up and we could go somewhere and do something, I would love that. Absolutely love it. But yeah, I can't get anywhere. He once took me down to Brixham to go and see Fiona Westcott while I was down there, and he did say never again. He didn't really enjoy just hanging around while we chatted. And I don't drive down there. I don't take my car down. I could get the bus, I guess, but They live in a town now, actually. They lived in the middle of the sticks before. They've moved. They have moved. So maybe I could get a bus. Oh, yes, Shaz. Right. Yes. Message me. Okay, so we're going to cut both of these bits. And we are going to cut that just off like that again, because this is going on the front. So that is absolutely fine like that. And then we'll discuss trees. So I'm going to have one tree kind of behind like this. Can you see? Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Gobsmacked at that idea of the slightly longer piece on the bottom. Love it. For years I've been frustrated with cutting it that size and being, yeah, absolutely. Leave it on the bottom. And then if you tuck it behind, you've got something to work with. Definitely. I love how you can learn things from, and I'm always watching other people's videos. It's funny what you pick up. Your own brain just doesn't kind of twig until someone says it, and you go, oh, well, now that's obvious. But bless you, Katie. And I think I just spent so long watching videos when I started crafting, and I read all the magazines. I bought all the magazines. I do have some kind of neurological difference, I would suggest, and I kind of hyper focus on things, and so I went all in. I was doing everything. I spent hours and hours and hours of my life watching videos, reading magazines, learning about it all, and I love that I can now put that into practice with you guys, and I get to help you guys. It makes me so happy. Okay, so how many is too many? Yeah, Louise's question today was, how many is too many trees? I don't think there's so much thing as too many trees, Louisa, is what we established. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one you might put one over the front of the building, over the front of the church, I think looks nice actually. And then one just at the back, kind of a bit more of a hill. I'm just going to cut a little bit away from that bottom, and that's because I've got a dimensional underneath here, so it just needs to tuck in a little bit nicer. I'm going to put a tree underneath the back there. Butchered trees. It was a forest, Katie. We had a forest. Gorgeous colours though. You had granny apple green, and then you borrowed the shaded spruce as well, didn't you? That looked beautiful. And then that one I'm going to go up there. I normally supply everything for classes, but today I was kind of like, you may wish to bring a few blends. Entirely up to you. But there was a lot of colouring. 10 trees. 9 on one card. Was it? I didn't count. That's brilliant. And so I'm just going to put a tree there as well. We're covering a bit of our church up, but I think it's worth it. Okay. So this might not be a card for a swap. And we're going to use a few gems, I think, and then we're finished. 10 minutes early, but you know. The other, I don't want to show you I really don't want to show you I do want to show you, but I really shouldn't show you the projects that we made today because it's not fair on the people who've got a class upcoming. But I might have to do the fold somewhere else because it was a good fun fold. So I've got a couple of these rhinestones, which I'm just going to add to the project, kind of randomly, really. So I'm just adding a few of those rhinestones to the project. And then what I might do is grab one of the sentiments. Oh, did a gem just flick off? Oh no, but that was a bit of my tree. I'm going to grab the something, friends remember the true gift of Christmas. I really like this one this year. It says, may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. But when you're working with a card like this, it's so pretty, isn't it? Thank you. The blue is stunning. It's just, it catches I don't think it looks as good on camera, actually, if I'm honest, as it does in person. But yeah, really pleased with that one. You're going to come back to messy hands. That'll be good. So I might snuggle up and hope. Oh, that's a gorgeous sentiment. Snuggle up and hope for snow. Wouldn't that be perfect? We could even put a little bit of a snowflake on the inside. I love this set. We used this the dies for this one as well. So snuggle up and hope for snow. That's going to go on the inside. Blueberry bushel is such a beautiful colour. Really, really underused as well, but it makes a gorgeous, gorgeous sky. I'm going to do it black on the inside as well. I just think it looks the blue looked a bit naff on the stamping. Sometimes I like to join my colours. But yeah, it just looked a bit, so I don't know, just looked a bit naff. So snuggle up and hope for snow. On the inside, and then you could add a little bit of snowflake down here if you wanted to. I might just do, especially now I've got a little smudgy here. So blue, black, whatever color you want to do that in. I think because I've got black on the inside, I'm just going to stick with black, and we're just going to put a little bit of snowflakes over there. Oh, you can't see it. Let me move that in. It just ties it all together. And then you can decorate your envelope as well, should you choose to. DL envelopes are for this type of card, you are going to want, just it says here, look, a DL envelope. And that is a standard size envelope for kind of letter cards. These actually aren't the best quality, I will say that. I was in a hurry this morning and bought them. You could decorate the flap of your envelope with some snowflakes as well, if you wanted to. Or you could do, I quite like to do down there, this bit and this bit here. So let me show you that. Pool party would look nice, Louisa. Yeah, pool party would look lovely. I've just gone for normal black. I think black snowflakes actually looks really kind of chic. Black and white can look. There you go. That just jazzes up your envelopes a little bit. Blue snowflakes not yet. Are too late. I've gone black. Was I being lazy and I couldn't be bothered to clean my stamp. That's what that was. Right, there we go, my lovelies. I'm just trying to think if I've got anything else. I'm expecting a delivery tomorrow, annoyingly. Otherwise, I would share some stuff with you. I've got the new scrapbooking things coming. This card is on my blog at the moment, so if you wanted to have a check out of another one of my projects, this one is currently up on my blog. This was cased from a lovely lady called Ginny Harrell, who's in America, and she did a card. It's quite similar to this. Strip of paper down here. She just had a few elements. I've gone a bit more OTT with the elements, and she had a round banner here. This is the die from the Peaceful Seasons. And I really like how you stick the ribbon through. Sometimes we all kind of wonder, what do we do with our ribbon? So it's kind of got ribbon tabs in it. A wonky sentiment, but you know me. Some coloured gems. I've coloured just the same rhinestones we've used here, actually. Same rhinestones, but I coloured them in. What size is this? Which one, Louisa? This one or this one? That's a normal size card. This is a DL. It's called a DL card, and it will go in a standard DL envelope. That's that one. Yeah, I hope this has cheered you up a little bit, Mandy. Oh, bless you. I might make a few more of those. I really enjoyed that. At the end of the day, if you just the colouring can kind of done in front of the telly, can't it? It's quite normal. The normal one, that is C6. That's a C6 size envelope, but I've made it out of, because it's a landscape. I like my landscape cards to be book fold, like we talked about at the beginning. That's why I wanted to do that one book fold as well, because I actually think they stand up better. Tent folds tend to flop over time. I also need to find me a secret stash of this ribbon. So if anyone's got any, this is the white ribbon. Should have bought a million rolls of it when it went into the clearance rack. It's lovely. Yeah, anyway, that is my lot. Oh, honestly, COVID is genuinely pants. I've only had it twice and I have felt like I'm going to die both times. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is the Yuletide Village stamp set. Not available in Canada currently, but when it becomes available, grab it and get colouring. I've lost it. I was going to show you the stamp. Here it is. There's the stamp set. And I've not even used the wall or the little tree or the snowflakes. You've got some really cute embellishments in that one as well. Send you the measurements for this one. It's on my blog, Louisa. I think the measurements are on the blog. Pop on there. But it's standard size. No, you're right. It's 10 and a half by Yeah, I'll send you the measurements. I'm tired. And I haven't, yes, I've got a date at Christmas. Rubbing my hands together, Shaz. Definitely. I can't wait. Right, look after yourselves, my lovely, lovely lot. Okay, I'm not here next week because I have got to work nights. So it's going to be a little while before I see you again, because we might be somewhere else. But yeah, take care of yourselves. I will post into the Songbird's Nest group when I will be back. So yeah, please do stay around. And we've got Stamp Camp coming up. So if anybody is wanting to join Stamp Camp, it's the Reindeer Days. Loads of you have joined. I've got my work cut out for me next week, prepping packs and getting them in the post. So they'll be coming on their way to you. Thank you, Katie. Yes, it's 29 by 10.5, scored at 14.5. Perfect. Genius, Katie. You are much more of a night owl than me. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves. See you all soon. Bye, guys.